Hello everyone, this is Daryl Guberman. This is part 4 of Boeing's degradation of quality via the American National Standards Institute and the American National Crediting Board, who are not just their accreditation bodies for themselves, their suppliers and subcontractors that are forced to use ANSI-ANAB registrars that are accredited, of course, by ANSI-ANAB, but also they are the underwriters for not only Boeing, but the registration companies that Boeing utilizes. I do this to inform you. This is part 4 of the degradation of quality in Boeing due to ANSI-ANAB. And here it goes. In 2009, Boeing was made an FAA regulator or an agency of the FAA, so they're equivalent. Boeing is an agency, FAA, and the FAA designated them so. What they did is they went into Boeing and they gave special disposition to some of Boeing's employees as FAA inspectors, but they were getting paid by Boeing, not the federal government, which actually is impropriety. Don't you think so? The ones who are inspecting the airplanes saying this is good are the same ones who are getting paid by the aircraft manufacturer. There's something stinky there, I would say. So let me continue on. Boeing was made an FAA regulator and given authority to self-certify their own aircraft, which for those of you who are tuning in, a self-certification means this. I can design it, build it, fly it, and approve it. Self-certification. Don't let anybody kid you. Their own aircraft as illustrated in the direct quote documentation as seen here. And this is an article that we have from 2009. FAA grants Boeing more autonomy on certification. The FAA increased the authority of Boeing's commercial airplanes division to self-certify its own aircraft. Authority extended to Boeing under the new system allows Boeing employees to perform tasks on behalf of the FAA that include oversight of testing and product standards, along with certification of aircraft technologies, like the MCAS system referenced Indonesian Air and Ethiopian Air, and new aircraft designs like the 787, 777. I have the documentation that supports Sam Salipar, the whistleblower. The FAA appointed in-house company inspectors who, listen to this, report most of their findings to the FAA through Boeing. Please note this. By the FAA making Boeing personnel FAA representatives or inspectors, this meant starting with Jim McNerney, the CEO, who started the whole 737 MAX program, to Dennis Muhlenberg and President David Calhoun, they are then all FAA administrators. Boeing FAA designated employees were being paid by Boeing. That was in 2009. In 2019, after you had the Indonesian Air and Ethiopian aircraft crash, a gentleman from the FAA gave a email to a organization and said this: in response to questions from POGO, which is the association that is for government oversight, Gregory Martin, the FAA spokesperson, said in an email, the FAA has never allowed companies to police themselves or self-certify their own aircraft. So the FAA never allowed companies to police themselves or self-certify their own aircraft. So I was there with Sam Salipar. I was at the meeting on April 17th of this year, supporting Sam with his allegations about the 777, 787 design. We have the documentation. We did not give it fully to Senator Blumenthal's staff because the DHS sits on ANSI-ANAB's board. And ANSI-ANAB are the accreditation body that Boeing shoves down their suppliers and subcontractors' throats, has constriction in the quality certification arena, and because of this, the underwriter effect, that ANSI-ANAB are underwriters for the International Accreditation Form, which they designed, developed, and formed. ANSI owns the IAF, and because they own the IAF, what happens is this: is that they are underwriters, which means they take all system and product failure within that system, okay? And also their sister organization, ILAC, the International Laboratory Accreditation Cooperation. Here's a better picture of me, and if you look at my expression on my face, I'm saying to myself, I'm going to be giving my documentation when they ask to Boeing, because the DHS sits on the accreditation body of Boeing. And in fact, you have some impropriety here. You have many federal agencies that are paying a fee, not only as membership on Boeing's accreditation body, ANSI-ANAB, but they're also paying a fee for work dispensed or worked on in these federal agencies, up to $2.7 million. This is from 2001. We do have it going up to 2023. The 2023 one is down to $1.5 million over here. And then you take a look at, of course, the amount of money that they are making, almost $100 million, and they are responsible as being underwriters for the IAF and ILAC. So again, ANSI-ANAB being underwriters for the IAF, which is again an association of accreditation bodies, both national and international, and ILAC, their sister organization in Australia. You tell me, I wanted to know, do you feel confident in the integrity of quality that is dispensed into Boeing and its subcontractors and suppliers by the American National Standards Institute and the American National Crediting Board, ANSI-ANAB? Do you feel confident? That's number one. Number two, can we have confidence in the Department of Homeland Security subcommittee that the DHS pays a fee and also pays ANSI-ANAB for services rendered? They're paying them both. Okay. Do you feel confident that you can have a good outcome, a fair and equitable outcome of them bringing information to the forefront? Now, I've sent Richard Blumenthal, Senator Blumenthal's aides, some information, a lot of it. We're going to be sending them another one that actually deciphers a 15-page document that we sent to the attorneys of the Ethiopian and Indonesian airline crashes, and also Alaska. 15 pages of documented proof that because of these federal agencies' intertwinement, the FAA, the DOJ, the DHS, IAQG, the International Aerospace Quality Group, which is an organization that's supposed to keep quality in check. Yeah, in check, right? In fact, I'll tell you this. In 2003, ANAB wrote a Heads Up 22, and concerning the IAQG and OASIS, which is the online systems, information systems that IAQG watches over, and they sit on ANSI-ANAB's board as a member. So what happened in 2003, 4.2 stated that and this is when it came to pass, concerning the OASIS database, they had to make some more money, and this is what happens. You tell me if it's quality bearing. Paragraph 4.2 states that an AS9100 registered organization does not have the right to stay off the OASIS database. 4.3, if the AS9100 certified organization refuses to pay database fees, you take the certification away from them. Do you find that quality, or do you find that monetary? And that started in 2003. So for 21 years, they've been sucking the money out of these companies. An additional $500, I think, added into your invoice. You tell me if you feel that Boeing, that ANSI-ANAB gives anyone the feeling of the confidence and integrity of quality that's dispensed in the Boeing, at their suppliers and subcontractors. And you tell me if you feel that the DHS, sitting on ANSI-ANAB's board, which is the accreditation body of Boeing, will give us accurate information. And how about the DOJ as well? 203-556-1493 or Daryl, TQRS@yahoo.com. I thank you, and I look forward to your comments.